that I love holding on to me tight. Living a storybook life in those Bay City nights.
Come on, you gotta make a little bit more noise than that. Are you ready for some fun? There we go. Jay, show my fun's all about. our 2020 release. Keeping Chase on the vocals for you right now. And we'll send this out to all our friends here from the state of Michigan. Make some noise. Go blue, go blue. You got it, Bob. Here we go for you. It's one called Walking on the Waves. Oh, no, no, no.
I've been walking the shores of my days. With you by my side, I can walk on the There's two lovers in the distance as they walk down to the sand. Their silhouettes are on the water as I'm walking hand in hand. And it's a game of sweet surrender, and there's nothing left to say, and there are moments to remember. Days have gone away. I've been walking the shores of my days. With you by my side, I can walk on the waves. I've been walking the shores of my days. With you by my side, I can walk on the waves. So you look out on the ocean, see the headlines hang on strands, and you wonder what horizon will shape tomorrow's plans. And through the turning of the seasons and the cycling of the days, every drink's another reason to let tomorrow sail away. I've been walking the shores of my days. With you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking the shores of my days. With you by my side, I am walking on the waves. There's an ocean, waves on the shore, the echoes of our minds, and the lovers next to each more. I've been walking these shores of my days. With you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking these shores of my days. With you by my side, I am walking on the waves. With you by my side, I am walking on the waves.
There you go, Chase on the vocal for you. That's off of our 2020 release, one called Walking on the Waves. Radio Bedtime coming up for you. And here we go, Buck Owens, gone DynaBrass. So this one called Who's Gonna Mow Your Grass? Here we go.
What is Buck Owens? Is he there really? Buck Owens sounds very good today.
Who's gonna dry your big blue eyes day after day? Who's gonna jump when you say wrong? Who's gonna bow
Thank you. At a time, that's one called Who's Gonna Mow Your Grass. All right, we're gonna go instrumental for you right now off of our latest recording, All In. I'd like to remind you, we do have all the DynaBrass CDs available right here in front of the stage. The prices have been lowered, $10 per CD. So if you want to get a good deal, tonight's the night. Oh, good deal, Bobby. Right. Here we go for you. Here's Chris. One called the Saki Arvin Polka. There we go, Chris, on one called the Saki Irvin Polka. Thank you. All right, back to polka time, or keeping it polka time. We'll do this one especially for Holly right now. Here we go with one called Someday You'll Love Me.
Someday someone will.
Might be crazy, thinking you might want me maybe, or I'm drowning, overflowing, taking that I know where it's going. Someday you'll love me, written in the thought. Someday you'll need me, I'll hold you in my heart. Someday you'll want me, just as much as I want you. Love me, I will be the one. Someday you'll need me, all that I
Chase on the vocal. Someday you'll love me. All right, we're going to put Chris back to work on the vocals for you. We'll send this out for all the Willie Nelson fans in the house. Because while Willie's still smoking, Chris is still singing, right?
I want to send this out to my buddy today. Joe's my buddy.
Hey, thanks, Chris. You're my buddy, too. Here we go for you. It's one called Rolling Along. One called Rolling Along. All right, it's Waltz time right now, and we're going to do this one especially for Alyssa. That's right, off our 2020 release. We'll also send it out to all the folks celebrating an anniversary here in the month of December. Any anniversaries in December? Oh, I guess that was my time a few weeks ago. December the 10th, 35 years. Here we go for you. It's a love song. It's called The Journey of Love Waltz.
Wait, did you just say 35 years? I was almost one.
DynaBrass original for you right there. One called Journey of Love. All right, it's cocktail time. And I mean concertina cocktail time. Put your hands together for Bernie Gorek. Here we go for this one called the Concertina Cocktail. the third on the concertina cocktail. Thank you. We're going to do this next tune especially for Debbie and Elski here with us. And Debbie is the president, Madam President of the Toledo Area Polka Society. Here we go for you. This one's off of our 2020 release. It's called Every Day at My Place. Codziennie sam namawiają wciąż do poznania orkiestrami. Ja nie mówię tak, ale w sumie żoneczki. one called Every Day at My Place. All right, I'd like to do this next tune especially for JD. JD brought this tune to the table for us. He said, Uncle Joe, I think there's a tune that you ought to do. What's this? Oh, somebody, if you're missing your glass. Wow, that's really blurry. Somebody's missing one of their eyeglass.
It's a monocle piece. I'll take it.
Wow.
It's kind of like a magnifying glass. You people are so big. All right, well, we've got it here at the stage. We'll turn it into PucoYashu's, and they'll put it in the Lost and Found. It's got a bunch of fingerprints on it now. You're going to have to clean that off. All right, here we go for you, especially for JD. He brought this tune to me, and first time I heard it in a hot dog down at the Outer Banks, I'm like, yeah, we could do that too. Here we go for you off the latest recording. It's called Just Call Me Lonesome. Just Call Me Lonesome. All right, I'm back time right now. How we doing on time anyways?
I don't know, buddy. Let me check it out.
Checking the old clock in the pocket. We've got 9 minutes. We're going to skip that, Obedic. All right, we're going to moving along here. We got a couple more tunes, and we got Whole Family Band coming up for you. Here we go. This is cut number 1 off the all-in recording. We'll send it out for all the girls. It's one called The Girl Like You. Here we go.
I think we got a problem with Bob over there. Bob, what's going on? Do you have an issue here?
Well, Bob doesn't have a buddy. That's what's going on.
Bob, I'll be your buddy.
All right, here we go for all the girls. A girl like you. The girl like you. All right, Chris on the vocal for you right now. Here's one called Lonely is the Night.
I can see his face.
All right, here we go for you. Chris on the vocal off our And the Road Begins CD. We'll send it out to all the friends that traveled in from the East Coast. For all the East Coasters, we'll be out at Ocean Beach Park Polka Days. That's coming up next year in June. Well, actually, almost this year, just a couple hours away from the 2024 New Year's celebration. Here we go for you. Chris on the vocal, Lonely is the Night.
Really thought that I could make you mine.
that, you guys all know the drill. It goes a little bit like this. Everybody to the left. Everybody to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. Let's do it all right.
Everybody to the left, everybody to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Now double to the left, now double to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. I feel so bad, today's so tired and weak. On Monday morning, I've got the blues, boys, I hardly see. Well, Tuesday, Wednesday, breaks them all. Thursday morning, too. Don't Friday night, I feel alright, and I wanna dance with you. Everybody to the left, everybody to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Now double to the left, now double to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. All night long, all we want is you. And we're going to dance all night. Well, you're too sexy, what I'm doing. Crazy good as you. If you can dance so bad, I wanna dance with you. Everybody to the left, everybody to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Now double to the left, now double to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Don't play anymore, I feel so bad, but I break the fire with me. On Monday morning, I've got the blues, so it's like hard to sleep. And Tuesday, Wednesday, makes them all. Thursday morning, too. But Friday night, I feel alright, and I wanna dance with you. Everybody to the left, everybody to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Now over to the left, now double to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Everybody to the left, everybody to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Now double to the left, now double to the right. Take one step forward, one step back. We're gonna dance all night. Go! 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 Go!
Thank you one and all. You've been listening to the DynaBrass. Right now, put your hands together. Hank Kazovich and the Polka Family Band.